Hey guys, welcome to Thermomixing Adventures. My name is Lisa Keegan and I'm a consultant team leader for Thermomix in Australia, and today I want to show you a brand new recipe that I hope that you'll give a go to when you see how easy and healthy this is. So come join me today as I show you these cheesy veggie squares. Now let's get straight to start cooking. First things first, you'll notice it's in Fahrenheit, and that's a-okay when it comes to cooking with Thermomix because the Thermomix does the translations for us, except when it comes to the oven temp. And I've got a little tip for you though, just halve it. So when it says 375 degrees, it's talking about approximately 180 or thereabouts, a moderate oven, okay? You can't get it too wrong. Now, then it says line a square cake pan with parchment paper, so baking paper, happy days. Then it's asking for some cheese, and that because this is a recipe from the US, I have no idea what cheese they're asking for, so I'm just going to go with good old tasty cheese. I believe it's like a Parmesan, but anyway, work with what you've got. I don't have Parmesan, I do have tasty. Now you'll notice that it's in ounces. Again, don't worry, it will just weigh out for us until we get to the desired amount. However, if you're shopping for it and you need to work it out, multiply by 3 and add a 0. So this is asking for 7 ounces. So 7, 3 is 21, add a 0, 210 grams. So it gives you that good chance when you're shopping to kind of figure out approximately how much it is. Although with the Thermomix, close enough is always good enough. So in goes that, close enough, there you go, 6.9. Whoops, I heard that bounce through. Let's go back. Next up is some parsley. I don't have fresh parsley. I'm traveling in the caravan. I do have mixed herbs, so I'm just going to put in a decent amount of mixed herbs. It is the key flavor in this recipe, so don't go too light on that. Now on with the lid and let's chop this down. It's going to take 10 seconds on speed 10. It's a big speed. That's pretty much done. I suspect the cheese that they use is quite a hard cheese, whatever that is, that I can't pronounce it and it's off the screen. So I reckon with ours having tasty cheese in there, it's going to not take as long, and you can see there that it certainly didn't take long at all, and I could hear that it was starting to clump together, which meant I could stop. Okay, next is some yellow onions. I don't have those, I do have purple. We're not a huge onion fan, so we're not going to put as much in. 2.8 instead of 5.5, that's okay. Work with what you've got. 7 ounces of carrots cut into pieces. By the way, the ends are edible. Feel free to chuck them in as well. Do not peel them. If there is like a black mark, cut it off obviously, but otherwise feel free. You can see that was a little bit over, it doesn't matter. A zucchini, and it says 7 ounces as well, so in that goes, cut into pieces. Mine was a massive one. And on with the lid, and we're going to grate this down. I love how quickly grating happens in a Thermomix. Speed 5 is your grating speed. So speed 5 is typically your grate down or chop down speed. Scrape down the sides with a spatula, and now it's asking for some rolled oats. Now I'm just having a look at the texture. I see, well, number one, a massive chunk of zucchini in there. They were big chunks, okay? And I didn't break them up well. That one had a cut in it, but obviously it hasn't cut enough. So I'm just going to push it all down. I'm going to hit the back arrow, and let's do that step again, because I'm sure I don't want to blitz up my oats shortly on the next step. So back to speed 5. It won't take the full 10 seconds. I don't want to take it to the full 10 seconds. It'll go to a mush. So now we're going to go back to these oats. 7 ounces of good old-fashioned oats. You can see there, it's chopped down now beautifully. No grating veggies with our grater once you've got a Thermomix, which is just a game changer. 7 ounces of oats, in they go. Just watch the scales and match it up close enough to that number. You can see I do it straight from my kitchen containers, because then there's no extra washing up. There's no spoons. There's no, we don't use measuring cups with Thermomix, so it means there's less washing up. The less time in the kitchen for me, the better. Okay, 2 large eggs, in they go. And we're done. Lid on. This is going to combine through for 15 seconds, speed 4. Listen to it though, it might be ready early, so keep an ear out. Have a little sneak peek. Check it's coming together nicely. Now I've got one last thing I'm going to add to this, and I'm actually going to add to it off camera because I haven't got it out. I'm actually going to add some veggie stock. Now normally I think the cheese that would be used in this is a bit like that Parmesan where it's got quite a flavour to it, which probably gives this the predominant flavour. We don't have that, we've got Tasty, which is not as exciting of a cheese. So I'm going to add half a teaspoon of veggie stock paste. If you've got a Thermomix, you know what that is. It is your stock replacement for beef, chicken, everything, and we're going to add that to it. And I'll just give it I'll hit the back arrow and do that repeat for a second longer. Probably take only half the time, 7 seconds let's say, to stir it through. And by the way, I do use the back arrow because you'll notice there that otherwise you'll end up over blitzing it or under blitzing and things like that. So hit the back arrow. It means if it's a reverse or something like that, you make sure you get that, you don't get that wrong. So this now, once I do that, we'll go into an oven for 30 to 40 minutes until brown. Remove from the oven, cut into 12 pieces, and then let it sit for 10 minutes before you put it on a rack to cool, and it can be eaten warm or cold. So easy. Actually, it says serve warm. We'll be eating it cold. But so easy, so nutritious. So I do hope you'll give this recipe a go. It is found on the USA Cookie Dough. If you can't find that and you haven't figured out how to personalize cookie dough, or maybe you have no idea what I'm talking about when I'm talking about cookie dough, reach out. I'd love to answer your questions and help you get the most out of a Thermomix or get started with a Thermomix. So take care, and I'll